You're putting together a presentation and you're checking all your boxes. You're making sure that your data is right. You're making sure that there's no spelling errors. You're looking at the flow. Does it flow well? And do I have colors that match each other from slide to slide? Do I have the right images? You're practicing it aloud and you're saying it to your dog and in the mirror and to your boss and to someone who's going to give you feedback. So you've got all the boxes checked, but do you really? Millions of presentations and meetings and conversations all over the world just fail because people fail to look at using the right word. History is full of the power of the pen. That's an old saying and a true saying, or the power of the tongue. Our words create our world. Our words literally impact how we think and how other people think. They impact how we work. They impact ultimately the results that we get. And so we want to look at our words and ask ourselves, are we using ones that are going to be the most productive for us? Let's look at 3 principles around this. First, your words impact how your brain functions. If you use better words, you're actually going to get better results. There was a study at Harvard, and they looked at people who were trying to make a decision, people who had a dilemma. Maybe it was a small dilemma like, what am I going to do this weekend? Or maybe it was a big dilemma like, which direction am I going to take my career? Or should I switch to another job? Or should I move to another town or another country? Who knows? Big decisions, small decisions, and they made one distinction in this study. They had one group that asked the question, what should I do? And the other group asked the question, what could I do? One word difference. Should, could. Hugely different words. The word should is a small word. The word should is really a convergent thinking word. It really shuts down your thinking and you feel like, okay, I've got to make this decision and I've just got to narrow it down right now. Whereas what could I do actually opens up your thinking. And you take a wider lens and you look at what are the options, what are the opportunities. And when they looked at these 2 groups and they studied ultimately the results, they saw that, of course, the what could I do group, not the what should I do group, but the could people came up with more options and they came up with better options. So use a different word, you actually get your brain to think more effectively. Second, how do you want to be perceived at work? You want to be seen as smart and talented and influential and innovative and dedicated. So how often do you think about your word choice? Your words say so much about you. There's so many different ways to talk about things. For example, you walk into a meeting or you walk into your boss's office and you say, we have a problem. Well, right there, you have a problem because nobody wants to hear from you now. Nobody likes problems. Everybody hates problems. And yet problems are all around. Problems keep coming up. We got to talk about the problems and we got to work through the problems. But if you walk in and you tell people we have a problem, you're the least popular person in the room. So how could we talk about the problem differently? Just use a different word. Just use the word challenge. We've got a challenge. The word problem makes people feel like, oh, there is this weight that's dragging us all down. The word challenge lifts people up. People feel inspired. Like maybe I can put on a cape today and leap tall buildings and rise to the occasion. That's what the word challenge makes people think of. And so you want to be thoughtful with your words as you're talking with people, as you're in important meetings. If you're talking with people like your boss or your boss's boss who have the power to promote you, you absolutely want to use your word choice in a way that makes people feel like, you're someone who rises to the occasion. That's what, for example, challenged instead of problem is going to do for you. They're going to perceive you in that more positive way. Third, who gets promoted? Well, it tends to be the people who have impact, the people who can inspire others to say yes, people who can influence others and influence positive forward movement. Well, how do you do that when other people are busy? They're chasing their own agendas and they've got other focus, they've got other priorities. Maybe there's even politics or some kind of competitiveness going on. How do you impact people or influence people in that situation? I attended a presentation, which I attend a lot of presentations, and I coach a lot of presentations, and I did not get the opportunity to coach this one, which was too bad because driest presentation, one of the driest presentations I've ever seen. And this person had all their facts, they had all their data, and they focused on that information and data and information and data. And what they don't realize is that sadly, people aren't terribly interested in the information and data, even if it's good and important. What they're interested in, though, is not the information itself. They're interested in what the information means. What's the impact, in fact, of that information or of that data? So they need to invite words into their presentations or into their conversations, into their meetings that are going to show people that there's an impact. So you don't just have the data, you don't just have the information, you actually say what this data means is, and then you talk about the impact. You actually use the word impact. You say the impact of this is XYZ. And depending on who you're speaking with, you show a little bit more excitement and you say, what's so fantastic about this, or what's so important about this. But you've got to make it clear to people through your words and through your language that you're not just talking about something dry, you're talking about something that matters because you tell them it matters through your choice of words. So if you're looking to get promoted and you're looking for a simple way to make it more likely that you will, really take a look at the words you're using, because the right words, better words, are going to help you think better. They're going to help you come across better and people see you more favorably. And they're going to help you to have an impact and show people that you're someone who has an impact.